Destiny as a game is filled with more challenges than it knows what to do with. Some took years to complete. Some built a monument the heights of which gaming may never see again. But with all the prestige, all the hype, and all the years, some challenges still remain unbeaten. Before we commence, I need to set 3 ground rules. 1. The challenges in this list need to be possible. Hard or near impossible are a given, but they do need to be possible. 2. Work or time spent theory crafting needs to be proven. I'm not against new challenges, but I'm putting more emphasis on challenges that have had work put into them. And 3, and this is the hardest one to quantify, the challenge needs to be as simple to explain as possible. I don't really have a way to measure a challenge's intrinsic simplicity, but for example, Solo Siege Engine, that's pretty simple. Solo Siege Engine, challenge mode, HUDless, one-handed, no exotics, blindfolded, weak-handed, backwards. Yeah, you can see how too many modifiers can make a challenge difficult to understand. Not that that technically isn't a challenge, but I do want to keep this list as quote-unquote simple as possible. With all that understood, here we go. Solo Vosik has been one of the most prestigious challenges in all of Destiny. So many hours were put into theory crafting, practice, fails, and near misses. 3 years of pain were invested, and easy mode Vosik was finally beaten. After everything was so invested, doing this challenge on hard mode was nothing shy of a meme. I mean, one Guardian could barely juggle 3 bombs. How was one expected to handle 6, and an even tighter damage phase? Well, it actually might be possible. Vosik the Archpriest, arguably the premier authority on this challenge, put some time into hard mode and he discovered a few things. 1. One Guardian can throw 3 bombs before time expires, thus breaking Vosik's shield solo is possible. And you can break the shield in a way so you can use 1 bomb for damage, so that, with nearly perfect rocket reloading, hard mode Vosik is theoretically possible. And that leads us to our number 4. Just as a reminder, Solo Vosik is a challenge that, once semi-mastered, can be done in about 2.5-ish damage phases. The best completion was done in about 2.25, but the thought always hung out there if this challenge was possible to do in 2 phases. After months of grinding and pushing, Vosik came to the conclusion, if you have perfect reloads, perfect ammo drops, and perfect accuracy twice, then yes, normal mode Vosik in 2 phases is possible. Just really hard. In my opinion, this is the longest lasting unbeaten challenge in all of Destiny. Whenever new content is released, gamers are quickly able to figure out what is possible, remotely possible, and impossible. Golgoroth, though, was always one that hung just barely on the remotely possible side. Golgoroth is always damageable, and the mechanics of this encounter don't necessarily require you to be in any specific spot outside of damage. So this was one of the most hunted challenges in Destiny. But for years, no one was able to crack the code. Final round shoddy in a bubble, not enough damage. Balancing a bubble and poking out head glitch, you die too fast. Nothing came as conclusive. But very recently, a new glitch was found, called PDR, or Pocket Death Revive. I'm not an expert on how or why this works. Check out this video if you want to find out more. But the TLDR is, you can get Golgoroth's gaze, die, come back, and then damage him. This is the potential strat. Granted, kinda stupid, but possible. If y'all want a complete breakdown of this challenge and the potential strats, let me know. That might be the next video. Aksis is probably the most dissected challenge in D1. It's been examined and tested more than almost anything. Nearly every challenge and sub-challenge has been beaten. One of the biggest, though, stands in the community's way. Hard mode on a Warlock. And before any of y'all get mad at me, go look. Every completion so far of solo Aksis on hard mode has been on a Titan. The amount of utility, movement, and damage a Titan brings is unparalleled. So naturally, the community thought you could translate the Titan strat to other classes, and in a mathematical sense, you can. But in a physical sense, Warlocks, and Hunters for that matter, are significantly, ludicrously more difficult. The video you're currently watching is of Dom Legends, arguably the premier authority on wacky Aksis challenges, nearly soloing Aksis on a Warlock. As you can see, with a couple more lucky heavy ammo drops, this challenge can 100% be beaten. But it might be one of the hardest challenges that Aksis can produce. Hopefully Dom, or someone, can knock it out someday. For our number 1, we have one of the longest running challenges in D1. Solo Siege Engine has one of the longest and most storied paths of almost any challenge. If you want the complete story, up here is a video describing the complete history of this challenge so far. Now some of you out there are going, every Siege Engine challenge so far has been done on hard mode. Wouldn't easy mode be easier? Well, technically, but ease isn't the problem, it's length. Hard mode is about 45 seconds longer in duration than easy mode, and the fastest completion out there only had 12 seconds to spare. So mathematically, normal mode has been impossible for a while. Until Kylo Brent goes and makes one of the hardest techs, if not the hardest tech in Destiny. Perfect blinks. Normally, you have to move the Siege Engine parts 3 times, but with perfect blinks, you can move all of them in 2 movements. Dozens of hours have been sunk between multiple different gamers, and it's gotten close. But so far, Siege Engine normal mode still remains unbeaten. And as the rest of these challenges go, yes, they are ludicrously hard, but that's just a testimony on how hard the Destiny community pushes themselves to be great. If anyone out there wants to make Destiny history and complete one of these insane feats, good luck and Godspeed. Hope you enjoyed yourself, Guardians. See you next time.